Hello and welcome back. It's been a minute. We kind of all got snowed in here and we live in a small apartment. And I felt way too awkward trying to make a video with my fiance and our dog present. So today we're going to be putting together an analog bag. This is something I've seen going around TikTok and YouTube. People talking about the analog bag. I've seen people put these bags together in a couple different ways. For some people, it's purely just to keep them off their phone, so they'll include some other screens like their Nintendo Switch or their iPad if they use that for like creative things. Or it can be completely screen-free activities. I'm leaning towards screen-free here, although I think the Nintendo Switch is a completely acceptable addition to this bag. I've seen some people talking about how the analog bag is kind of just like another way for people to overconsume. Personally, I have not seen any videos where people are buying anything new for these bags, although I am sure they exist. This is why I can't get anything done, ever. What are you doing? But as you can probably tell from the title, if I have titled this video as I think I will, I have not bought anything new for this. These are all things that I already have and already use, but I think the analog bag will be good for me specifically because if my belongings aren't right here in front of my face, I forget that they exist. I have been implementing phone-free Tuesdays for myself this year. I have Tuesdays off and I just found that I was spending way too much time on my phone on those days and I wanted to spend more time doing creative things or even just relaxing and allowing my brain to like reset. And that can be really hard to do if you're on TikTok the whole time. So I have found it kind of difficult to even figure out, especially because it's winter and I'm stuck inside because I hate being cold. I find it really hard to remember the different array of things that I could be doing. So I'll find myself just like reading and reading and reading. And that's not bad, but there are a lot of other things I could be doing. And I think this bag will help. It's something I can reach for in the evenings or on my days off where I don't have to think about like, okay, what do I do now? Because I can like literally open the bag, reach in, take something out and just like get to it. So that's kind of my drive to put this together. So I really wanted to stick with things that I already own. If you haven't seen my past videos, I am trying to do a low buy year, so didn't buy anything new. I love reusable bags. I decided not to buy any more, but my in-laws came to visit us and give us our Christmas presents because we haven't gotten to see them since before Christmas. And they gave me one of my gifts in this bag, and I just think it's gonna be the perfect bag for my purposes today. I like it because it's structured, which is why I think it'll be good for this. And the inside is kind of lined with like some kind of something, which I think will be good for my craftier supplies because I think it'll be easier to clean. Without further ado, here's the bag. Let me tell you what I'm gonna put in it. First things first, I have my crosswords book. I have a crossword app on my phone, which I use all the time. If I notice that I'm on my phone around bedtime, I just switch to the crossword app because I feel like it's better than scrolling. Like if I'm on TikTok, I'm not falling asleep until I turn TikTok off. I don't know what is up with TikTok. Guys, I know that like a lot has been said about social media addiction and like how it impacts our brains. TikTok does something to my brain. If TikTok is open on my phone, I will not be able to fall asleep. And this is coming from somebody who has grown up kind of in this age of smartphones. I don't know. There's nothing that has ever kept me on that phone more than TikTok. Do with that information what you will, but yeah, I always switch to my crossword app if I find I'm scrolling past bedtime because it like immediately relaxes my brain into a different mode. All that just to say I really like crosswords. Those are going in the bag. Next, I wanted to put a book in there. So I wanted to put something that I can kind of leave for a while and come back to. So I have Mary Oliver Devotions. It's kind of funny because I have this book, you can see I have a lot of pages marked there. I've had this book for a few years. I got it for Christmas one year. And I have not even read through all of it yet. This is something that I like to digest when I read it. So I'll read like a few poems and then I will kind of just think on them. I don't know. I love Mary Oliver, fellow nature lover, and I have thoroughly enjoyed this. I'm close to the end now, if you can see where my page is marked right there. So one day I'll get through this and then I'll probably just read it again. But for now, this is the book that's going to go in my analog bag because I think that'll be good. Just something in there that I can take out, read a few pages or as many pages as I want, and then put it back, and I'm not going to like forget where I was. The next item I have here is my Camp Snap. I don't use this thing enough, but I love it. It kind of just makes me feel nostalgic for the times when you couldn't instantly see all of the pictures that you took, and that's why I like it. Try one flash off just in case. So if you look here, there's not a screen. It just tells you how many pictures you've taken. Speaker, where the sound comes out of, which I have a piece of tape over because there's no way to adjust the volume on the sound, and honestly, I don't. It's really loud. It's kind of embarrassing if you're in public, so I put a piece of tape on there, and then if I also cover it with my thumb, it makes it a lot quieter. And then you have your flash control, and then your viewfinder. And I like it because you don't know what your pictures look like until you plug this into your computer. It kind of allows you to take pictures, but then also stay in the moment, but it's cheaper than film. I don't always use it. I think that there are a lot of great ways to take pictures, and I do really like digital photography with my camera I'm using now, with even my phone. I just think this is something interesting and different, and I got this for my birthday a few years ago, and I don't know, I don't use it enough. And so I'm gonna put it in the bag, and hopefully that inspires me to use it more. Next, I just have this notebook and pen. This is just for writing down my thoughts. I do use like Notion on all of my devices, and I write so much stuff down on there, but there's a lot to be said about putting pen to paper. It'll probably always be my favorite form of tracking information. I don't know. And I wanna do it more. So I think having a notebook and pen handy is a good idea. All right, next I have my planner. I feel like I could make a whole video on this planner. I put a lot of thought into my planner this year, and I've actually been using it more than ever, so I don't think it was a waste to put that much thought into it. But this goes everywhere with me. I purposely got one that could fit in like pretty much any bag that I own. It was one that I found that allowed you to like really personalize your stuff, and I liked that aspect. So like this is actually the cover that I chose. It's just the year, and it has my initials. The back page has pomegranates. These are my punch cards for my goals for this first quarter. I'm not going to do a whole tour now because that's not the point of this video, but this thing goes everywhere with me. You can just assume that if I'm using my analog bag, it's in my analog bag. If I'm using my purse, it's in my purse. And if I'm just sitting at home, it's usually just right on my coffee table where it is directly in my line of sight, because pretty much everything I'm doing recently is going in here. Last but certainly not least, and also certainly not the last thing I will ever add, there's room to grow, there's room to change. I just don't want to overwhelm myself by putting too many things in here. This is actually just the bag that I keep all of my crochet hooks in, and some other crochet related stuff, some crochet stuff. And I decided to just put the bag of crochet hooks in my analog bag because I don't really have a great place to keep them right now. If I were working on a project, I would just put that in the bag, but since I'm not, I'm just gonna put the hooks in the bag. That way I know exactly where they are when I want to go and crochet again. Yeah, that's everything that I'm putting in my bag. Some other things that might float in and out throughout time are like maybe some fancier pens or markers and a sketchbook or coloring book, my Nintendo Switch, which I have a cute little strawberry case on. Since the goal of it right now is to keep me off my phone, but also kind of off screens. When I do my no phone days, I try to keep it as screen free as possible, but that's not like a solid rule. This is for at home, but it's also like if I'm going somewhere and I want something to do with my hands, but I don't want to be on my phone the whole time, then I can kind of just use this as a bag, and I can throw my wallet in there and whatever and just go. And that way it's already ready, but also I don't want to carry around all of this stuff with me all of the time. And we're gonna see how it works. Maybe I'll love it, maybe I'll hate it. I'll let you know in the future. I'll shout it out if I've been using it. Today's a Tuesday, but it's like Tuesday night. I have been procrastinating, and the snowstorm just threw me all out of whack. So yeah, sorry that videos have been a bit late. I am gonna be putting out some extra videos to make up for that because I still have a goal of posting 52 videos this year. That is one video for every week of the year, but then I missed the past 2 weeks because I did not have time or space by myself to sit down and make a video. And I think that that's just life sometimes. I will be making up for it. I'll be posting some extra videos. Oh, and I got contacts again, which is like super exciting for me because I hate wearing glasses. Thought I would just throw that in here at the end of the video. But thank you so much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think of the analog bag. Do you think it's overdone? Do you think it's purely a trend? I think it is, for sure. But I also think it could be a good idea. Like I said, I might hate it, I might love it. We'll find out. And thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next one. Bye. There she is. There's Fern. Oh. You're silly. What are you doing? Okay, well, Fern is sitting here now. You'll probably just hear her breathing, honestly. Oh, Fern, you're on my phone.